Canberra's live music scene has produced some of the country's most vibrant artists. With Peking Duck and Safia, the most recent of a CBR stable to reach high acclaim, there is a renewed energy about the capital's live music scene. Betty Alto is one of the local bands appreciative of what Canberra has to offer.
I find it to be really supportive. I don't find it to be competitive in a negative way.
Yeah.
I think everyone's really supportive. People like to hear that you're doing good things with your music. You like to hear that people are doing good things with theirs. I'm not sure if that's because it's Canberra and it's really small, but that's one of the positive things about being in a small yet really vibrant music community.
Sharing the band's sentiment for their habitat is ACT Minister for Arts and Culture, Gordon Ramsay.
I think we've got a fantastic live music scene here in Canberra. We have musicians, we've got not only performers but composers, we've got arrangers, we've got producers. It's something that is not only particularly strong at the moment, I think it's getting stronger every year. Certainly the ACT government is determined to see what we can to foster the live music scene.
In an attempt to perpetuate that growth, the ACT government followed through on an election promise for a $108,000 grant for Music ACT. Music ACT advocates and promotes live music within the Canberra region.
So we look at what it means to be a musician from pretty much birth through to past retirement, and look at that arch of a career and all the industry requirements for each of those stages. So we do professional development of the industry at each increment, which means working with, for example, all the educational organisations, making sure that they've got enough support.
Artist education and engagement were highlighted as vital services necessary for Canberra's music scene to thrive.
It would be great if there was some kind of starter pack where you're all right, this is what are you trying to achieve?
For people to have music skills is one thing, for people to form bands or to play and to entertain. Look, that's obviously a really key part of it. But for a lot of musicians, there's a range of other skills, a range of other capacity building that's needed.
With the recent near closure of Canberra's live music stalwart, the Phoenix Pub, sustaining viable music venues remains vital for Canberra's music community.
The reason I think it's important that the government do fairly complex steps of whole of government change to make sure that venues can exist and sustain is that we won't have a musical opportunity for the residents of Canberra for hundreds of years if we don't make the right steps now.
The funding for Music ACT is the result of a conversation started by the Cool Little Capital Report. The report highlights areas needed to maintain a live music scene that continues to deliver for the Canberra region's community.
We are a city that wants to be able to develop the arts, and the music is obviously a key area of that.
Music's important to everyone's life. 99% of people in Australia listen to music. That's a huge number. Right? You couldn't say that about most things. Music is something that enlivens us and makes us human. If we shut that out of our city, we're going to have a more soulless city.
Chirap Goyuthok, Now UC News.